Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy Friday night. Hope everybody's having a great night. Got a nice little show for you tonight. How many times can I say it tonight? So, what we're going to do tonight is watch some videos. We got some stuff here about the modern audience. We got a new, 28-minute trailer from The Blood of the Dawn Walker from the guys. It's like a bunch of guys who worked on The Witcher 3. They left that studio and formed their own studio. I think it's called Rebel Wolves, I think it's called, if I'm not mistaken. Then we got a nice little interview here with JD Vance on Fox News. We'll watch that too. And then we'll jump into some gameplay. We'll probably play some REDSEC, some Battlefield 6 or REDSEC. So, grab a juicy juice, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, chillax, and let's get the stream started. Boom. I don't know what the hell that is. So, I don't know if I want to keep the camera here or move it here or down here. I never know anymore. For right now, I'll put it right here. I think that looks better. So, I don't know if you guys saw. Give me 1 second here. So, I don't know if you guys saw, but lately the game industry has been cleaning itself up and purging itself of all the DEI activists and Karens. And we just got news the other day that Square Enix, they laid off about 100 some people in the UK and an untold number in the US. And it's been a lot of LinkedIn profiles and people on Blue Sky, if you can believe it, that are posting that they've just been fired or let go from Square Enix. So it looks like they're going in and clearing out all the DI activists and Karens because their company is not doing very well right now. So they're trying to clean house and focus more development in the Japan area, like their culture wise for building games instead of the DEI shit we faced here in the West. So here's a video here going over a lot of it. Hero, hey, I don't know if hey. So here's his video going over the whole Square Enix situation right now and just the massive purge of DEI and Karens in the game industry right now, which is a great thing to see.
Audience in the gaming industry, talking about certain modern audience devs and corpos have been getting absolutely destroyed. For example, Square Enix announced layoffs as part of US and Europe restructuring. The subtext reading, nearly all areas of Square Enix's Western business affected by latest cuts, it tells staff. This follows years of Square Enix trying to appeal more to Western modern audience
and it's been
types,
terrible for
including
them,
adding more DI divisions to their corporate structure. And funny enough, as they increased such things, they've just been losing more and more.
Terrible for their company.
And now, wow, we've got some layoffs occurring here in the West. Almost like Square's realized that trying to appeal to the modern audience in the West really wasn't a great idea for their bottom line. And now they're starting to regret that, although I'm not going to give them that much credit just yet. A lot of people are talking about this Rihanna Gorman Murphy individual, who seems to be one of the more high-ranking individuals that Square Enix just laid off. You can see she was a narrative designer at Square Enix, and apparently she's part of an organization called Limit Break Mentorship, which seems to be your standard DI sort of grift. And just a few days ago, she posted this, going on to say, "Unfortunately found out that I'm impacted by the latest Square Enix layoffs whilst I'm on my honeymoon. Gonna be honest, folks,
put the fries in the bag, welcome home.
I don't know what to do right now, so I'm just going to think about things for the foreseeable. Square Enix was my dream company, now I'm shattered." On the right-hand side, we can see more information about this Limit Break Mentorship organization.
This whole Limit Break Mentorship thing was one big, giant DEI hangout. He'll talk more about it, but it's just like a big fucking scam.
That she's apparently a part of, and it's the typical sort of DI grift you're all probably very familiar with at this point in time, as it's become quite prevalent in the gaming industry. where privileged DEI hires engage in crony activism, complaining about white people having too much representation, and making the implication that people who aren't white need their support to succeed, which is actually a pretty bigoted thing to say. By the way, it doesn't matter if you're a cishet white man or someone else entirely. Either way, you really shouldn't believe these sort of people. In my opinion, they're essentially overt con artists. For example, they're going to act like they're going to do so much to help you, but then you take a look at their programs and they're not free. They want your money.
30 pounds, wow.
A session, and they want you to have 6 months worth of sessions.
Holy shit.
So probably going well into the hundreds of dollars to get their
it's one big giant
super
scam.
Valuable mentorship. Here's their sample video. You can see this person has a sticker on their shirt that says
pronouns.
Mentor. So let's take a look at this. There doesn't seem to be any audio, strangely enough. So that's why I'm kind of just filling in the dead air as we
it's all ugly bitches.
Watch a little bit of this here. But yeah, apparently these are true gamers. You know, these are people who really love gaming and really want to make the gaming industry a better place.
Oh my God, look at these things.
And they're going to do that by selling you courses that you're going to be required to take for 6 months. And at the end,
these are courses to help you become like a game developer and stuff. Like if you're was a marginalized person. Basically, if you're not white, they'll teach you how to make games.
You get their
look at this video.
Wow, that's it's gonna do a whole lot for you. 6 months of this for a piece of paper. That's
oh my God,
not gonna get you anything. I would go so far as to say I think it might actually be the opposite. I think maybe there's some jobs.
This whole thing is teaching how to like make games and learn the game industry. This entire promotional video didn't have one person working on games. It was just them hanging out at some club or some party, drinking and talking. What the fuck?
They're gonna not,
oh my God, look at that thing.
Not hire you. They're gonna see that piece of paper and think, okay, yeah, in the trash this application goes. The issue I have with this promotional video, for the record, is there's no training going on.
See, there's no training at all. They're all hanging out drinking. Yeah.
And they're trying to sell this as like something that's going to help your career. Obviously, it makes no sense. But yeah, that's just my opinion on what they're doing. And it's also weird, though, because to my understanding, the sessions are online only. Nevertheless, that video is certainly not painting a picture of hard work and success. And the fact of the matter is, unless you're like a Nepo baby, that's what's going to take for anyone to succeed, whether they're a cishet white man or not. Yeah. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take passion. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. And then there's John Hynek, the former VP of Global Publishing at Blizzard, who joined Square Enix in October 2018 as Chief Marketing Officer. And this guy is someone who would routinely engage in extreme partisan political rhetoric on his public social media accounts that are directly tied to his corporate position. And oh no, what's this? Mere days ago, he's now saying that he totally wasn't fired from Square and is in fact totally resigning on his own.
Now, what they do in this situation sometimes is that if you're getting ready to be fired, they'll let you know ahead of time, so they'll give you the option to resign instead of being fired. They did the same thing with that guy from BioWare, Coran Bush, the one who directed the latest Falguard. He ended up resigning, so he wasn't getting fired. So they give you the option here to actually resign instead of being, disgraced and being fired.
Will, giving up that executive position as Chief Publishing Officer, effective on November 21st. Many people, of course, are skeptical that he resigned and that this wasn't a termination or a suggestion to resign, as Square seems to be cleaning house from some of their Western branches. As we read in the intro, for example, these layoffs at Square Enix are apparently affecting nearly all areas of their Western business. And then there's China's massively successful NetEase, who is shutting down a subsidiary named Bad Brain Game Studios, which is a developer studio based out of Canada. Now, I don't know if this Canadian studio, Bad Brain Game Studios, is another modern audience type studio or not, so I'm not saying that they are. But it is simply interesting that around the same time that Square is divesting from the West, we've also got NetEase similarly doing this as well. Anyways, I saw that in the news today, and I thought that was all pretty interesting, but let me know what you think. And as
ladies and gentlemen, welcome home with the fries in the bag. So here's what's going on. They're realizing now, because I remember there was a company, or the game Forspoken. I don't know if you ever played it. That was from Square Enix. They created an entire studio called Luminous Studios. They made that game. It did so bad they closed down the entire studio. It's finally time these people realize they're losing too much money to keep this charade going. So, like I said, you've seen a lot of DEI fires, and there's going to be a lot more going on in the industry. It's a great thing to see. Hopefully we can get like actual devs with talent working in these studios and not just a bunch of DEI hires and Karens anymore. Gaming might actually be finally fucking healing, guys. I really hope so. We'll leave it there. That's so cool to see that, dude. That's awesome. I love seeing these people get fired. All right, so this video is from Dawn Walker. I think it's called Dawn Walker, right? The New Blood or Dawn of the Blood Walker. It's called Dawn of the Blood Walker. I think it's called Rebel Wolf Studio. There's a bunch of guys. They're the ones who there's a bunch of them who worked on The Witcher 3. They ended up leaving CD Projekt Red and started their own studio, Rebel Wolves. This is their first game coming from that studio called Blood of the Dawn Walker. It's got Witcher 3 vibes. It's all about like vampires and stuff. I think it's set in our world, like a fantastical version of our world. I think like in the 1400s maybe. And you play as a character. I believe his name is Cullen, and he's part vampire, part human. And they released a trailer a couple months ago showing off some gameplay, and this is part 2 of that trailer. So let's check it out. So it features actual gameplay footage from Blood of the Dawn Walkers. Snippet from a work in progress pre-beta version of the game. Blah 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 blah. Still in development, subject to change. The gameplay session was recorded on PC.
Hello, my name is Ariana Sierkiewicz, and I am one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. In June, we showed you a part of a quest where Cohen is looking for a legendary sword, and today we're going to get to the end of that quest. The game is currently in the pre-beta stage, so you may still see some bugs and glitches. You will also see some changes and additions we've made to the game based on the community feedback.
Yeah, getting real Witcher 3 vibes.
What is it about? You've been heard disrespecting the Kniaz, singing songs that mocked him and the faith.
Who told you this nonsense?
Since one of our game's main features is the duality of Cohen, our hero, who is human by day and a vampire by night, we're gonna show you 2 ways to play the quest. This is yet another example of our narrative sandbox. We can approach each of the quests in a variety of ways, remembering about the duality of our hero, human by day and vampire by night.
Like I said, it's
Knowing
set
we have
in
both
our
day
world,
and night as our allies.
but a fantastical version of it.
In June, we started on the outskirts of Spartro and had a brief stint with some
Or maybe
bandits.
it's not.
Cohen got rid of them easily with a few well-timed shortcuts and active abilities.
Because in the
Then
first
we
gameplay
walked
trailer we
around the
saw
city a bit
in the church, I
until
believe
we
they had
reached
it was
the
like
cathedral.
had a cross
This
and they were
time
talking about
entering it
Jesus.
without any hassle during the day as a human. Let's continue that playthrough.
Here comes the train.
The baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so. A new life joins our flock, bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation. Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei. Amen.
All right, train's going. I didn't realize he has heterochromia, different color eyes. I'm pretty sure the religion was like our religion, but the vampires invaded and made them all convert to, you know, worship them.
Don't I know you from
So here we
somewhere,
got some of the
young man?
dialogue options.
Laslia, maybe.
Right here.
That's right. My name's Cohen.
It's a real shame
Cohen.
what happened there. So many good people imprisoned. But where there is sin, there must be chastisement. And speaking of sin, come with me. I'll take your confession.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah, so you deem your conscience clear?
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have.
So we
many
saw, like
other
I said, a
duties
couple.
to
I think back in
attend.
June we saw the
But please remember
a version
that
of
in
this
order
where he
to be
did it
saved,
during Night as a
we
Vampire.
all
This mission,
need to
or
repent.
did it during the day? Actually,
Myself.
no. He came back
included.
to the church at night and
I
fought a
hope we
vampire.
can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
Father Florin?
We can start by chatting with the deacon. He might know something about the catacombs where Saint Mihai is buried.
Damn, 2026 is gonna be packed. I mean, this is coming out in 26. We got Crimson Dawn, or Crimson Desert,
Clean up the altar.
RE9 Requiem, GTA
right,
6.
the bell tower.
Shaping up to be a good year.
Yes, what is it? I have much to do, so either be quick about it or leave me to my duties.
Could you point me towards the entrance to the crypt?
What are you talking about?
I wanted to pay my respects to the city's founders. Light a candle in their memory, if possible.
Sorry to disappoint, son, but there's no crypt in this house of worship now, if that is all.
Lion.
Things change, especially in the last few years. Perhaps the crypt was built over or sealed away?
Listen, son, the parish book doesn't say anything about any crypt. I should know. I wrote parts of it myself.
Can I take a look? Just to make sure.
No, the library is not open to just anyone. Still, it seems to me you have plenty of time on your hands and will keep on badgering me. Tell you what, I'll give your idle hands something to do, and afterwards maybe I'll let you take a look into the library.
There you go. Favor for a favor.
Tell me what you need then.
Our caretaker, Radu, is missing, it seems. It's been a few days since he last came to work, and now his duties have become my duties. I imagine he's lazing about somewhere, having a laugh at my expense.
Any idea where to look for him? Perhaps he's at home.
If I only knew where that is. Radu's a secretive man. No, I'd rather ask around in the almshouse. He spends a lot of time talking to the inmates.
The almshouse? Where is it?
Go out to the courtyard and turn left. Carry on walking until you see a well on your right. The almshouse's entrance is just by that well. I try to avoid going there myself. Ugh, a dreadful place. Really dreadful. Anyway, be on your way, son. And let me know when you find Radu.
Alright, off to find Radu.
Turns out the deacon had his own agenda and asked us to find out what happened to the local caretaker. Let's find the asylum he mentioned.
So they're
While
playing on an
those
Xbox
sacred
controller.
grounds, we should mention that every week, in some of Vales and Gora's churches, people gather for the so-called Blood Mass.
That's where you go to worship
It was
the
established by
vampires.
Francis and his clique of vampires after they took rule in Vales and Gora. Every villager is required to donate a significant amount of their blood, and in return, they are cured from all illness. Like Cohen's sister in the CGI trailer.
Yeah, they saved her
Brent's
from, I think
controls
it was the
population.
Black Plague.
Each blood mass is conducted by Father Florin himself.
I think also too, like in like the new Zelda games, like the main vampire boss you have to kill is in like the main castle in the village, and from the start of the game you can just rush straight towards him and fight him, just like you can like Zelda, where you can just rush straight to the castle and fight Ganon. You can do it in this game too. Now you might not be able to, it might be very hard since you'll be significantly under level and don't have any, you know, good equipment. But if you want, you can try to do that.
Maybe someone in here has seen the caretaker.
The sister is too busy to take a look at him. It's just a matter of time until that wound festers.
What do you want?
I'm looking for the caretaker. I've been told he sometimes comes here.
You mean Radu? Yeah, I know him. Steer clear of that bastard.
Any idea where he is?
Right now? Nah. But I do know something. Might be interesting for you.
Really? All right, tell me.
That's not how it works, friend. I need a little palm grease first.
Here you go. It better be worth it.
Make the world turn.
It is. Something strange is going on here. Every night there are noises. Creaking, scratching, and I don't know, things being pushed around. Some of the folk here say the building's haunted.
Listen, I didn't pay to hear a ghost story. You were supposed to tell me about the caretaker.
Oh, I'm getting there. I'm not trying to swindle you or nothing. You see, there's a closed-off wing here. They put the plague patients there when it first hit. But one day...
Listen, his sister was suffering from it. The vampires cured her of it. The CG trailer. We'll watch it after this.
But I hear that the caretaker knew how to get in there. Some secret entrance, and used it, but I don't know what for.
I see. Any idea where it might be?
Somewhere upstairs, I think. You'd have to look around.
All right, I'll check it out. Thanks.
It seems the asylum resident, apart from telling us a gruesome story about what happened to the plague patients, gave us a useful hint about the secret entrance to the asylum wing. For a price, of course. Using focus mode allows us to see that there might be something hidden behind the shelves.
Scratches on the floor.
Move the bookcase, buddy.
Let's investigate the location. It was a separate wing for patients who fell ill with the plague.
Damn. What a stench. Something's rotten in here.
Seems like Radu's infected with something.
So many died here. In isolation.
This wing was blocked off, and they were left to die a terrible death.
Damn.
Something else happened here.
Huh. Died recently.
Radu is
something bestial.
This body looks fresh compared to the
vampires
rest.
or werewolves, maybe. They got vampires in the game. Why not? Something bestial.
It's getting better and better.
We have to face a creature called Muron. While it is theoretically a vampire, its transformation did not go correctly. Occasionally, neurons produce loud, inhuman screams which stun the target, if it is within the scream's range.
You!
Well, here's modern day, during the day
As
combat.
you can observe, their behavior is chaotic and hard to predict.
No shit. And this is probably Radu. Get him.
Euroni possessed the vampiric ability of Shadow Step. However, it is juggy and unstable.
So it shows you on the screen to block. Oh, damn.
Killed Radu and the missing residents.
Guess he won't get ahead in life.
We can learn more about what has happened here by using the Compel Soul hex. You can learn this hex during the game.
Talk to the dead.
It is a feature enabling the player to talk with certain corpses, those that have moths flying above them.
Okay.
Magic is only available to Cohen in his human form. We wouldn't be able to talk to the dead had we come here at night.
It's you, isn't it? Please, stop.
Or was that Radu?
It hurts. I beg you. We're friends. Radu, please.
Nope, the thing we killed was Radu.
That's enough. Rest now.
We can go back to the Deacon now and report our findings. Before we chat to him, notice that our current objective again has the hourglass symbol. This tells you that the dialogue will push the time forward.
Yes? Why are you pestering me again?
I know what happened to Radu.
Good. So, what was that wastrel doing all this time? Getting drunk on communion wine? Tell me.
Getting drunk on something, I'll tell you that much.
In the sealed-off wing. The caretaker was hiding there, but he was no longer human. He turned into something terrible, a monster. I'm sorry, but I had to kill him.
What? I don't understand. What happened to Radu?
He was involved in something dark. There were corpses in his hiding place. Probably his latest victims. But how he became that creature is anyone's guess.
A monster in the house of God. First the plague, now this. Oh, truly, we might just be living in the end times. Right. I'll have to talk to the guards, send them to retrieve the bodies, and clean up that place.
You do what you need to do, but I believe we had a deal.
Into the catacombs we go.
What? Yes. You may go inside with my blessing. I'll tell someone to leave the door unlocked for you. The book you're looking for, it's called The Annals of Svartrau Cathedral. Now, excuse me, I must go to Father Florin and tell him we need a new caretaker.
He gave us access to the library in exchange for our information. Let's go there and find a book he has mentioned. Reading books in our game works surprisingly similarly to the way it works in real life. They might teach us new skills or give us additional experience.
There you go.
Let's stop here and load a save game from the night variant playthrough of this quest.
So now we're going
We
vampire
are again
mode.
in Svartrau, in front of the cathedral.
Yep. And like I said, since you're a vampire, you can like drain people just enough with the blood, or you can drain them completely and kill them.
You sure it'll work? Certain as the sunrise. And if not, I'll pay you back double.
Here comes the train. I'll mute it real quick.
It's for Kiri blood after all. Sorry.
Let's get inside the building using Cohen's vampiric abilities, Plane Shift and Shadow Step. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Last time we were inside the cathedral, we came across Xanthi, one of Brensis's officers. She was a difficult opponent for Cohen, so this time we're going to be smart about it, stay on the scaffoldings, and show you an alternative approach.
Better be quiet.
To blood.
Blood, blood, blood.
Yeah, last time they showed this demo, we actually fought that vampire.
What the hell is she doing here?
His command shall become the
What is she
sole
doing?
voice in your heart.
Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
Blood gods shall become your new family. You shall want for nothing. You shall yearn for nothing.
They're covering up the old paintings. Why?
Blood to blood.
One of the workers must have left it.
You shall become
Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. A main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Won't get anything done just standing around. Still, staying up here would be a smart idea.
Your fellow blood god shall become your new family. You shall
There's that last video they showed. I think it was, like I said, back in June. He jumped down and fought the female vampire. But it looks like this time around we're going to sneak past her.
blood to blood.
Let's start by checking out one of the frescoes in detail.
Sanctus Mihai, patron saint of Svartra himself, victorious and well loved. There's the legendary silver sword. I hope it really does exist.
You shall want for nothing. You shall yearn for nothing. Only duty shall remain.
So I wish we got a game like this in the style like Game of Thrones were.
Should help my
like in that vein. It'd be so
Turns
fucking
out,
cool.
this one was actually about Saint Mihai, owner of the sword we're after. The powerful weapon might tip the scales in Cohen's favor and help him save his family from the vampire lord Brensis.
Your fellow blood god shall
We can check some of the buildings in the courtyard. Maybe we'll find some interesting clues inside them. Let's shadow step to this one below. It's the library we were supposed to enter a few moments ago in our day variant playthrough.
So many books.
It seems that people don't usually close the balcony doors in Svartro. We can again use our system of getting a closer look at certain
they have
objects
crosses,
to both
so I'm pretty sure
appreciate
it's
the
set in
beauty
our
of the story
world.
being crafted in front of our eyes,
Like
and
a fantastical
to uncover
version of
secrets
it.
about Vale Sangora.
And we used
The
to
annals of Svartra Cathedral
practice Christianity in this
about
village,
to
but
have
the
some
vampires took
information on
over.
Saint Mihai's crypt.
And now they're like the new gods, and they gotta worship them.
And thus Saint Mihai was laid to rest in the catacombs beneath the cathedral's side courtyard, by the cloisters. Marked by his own personal sigil, the saint's remains and his sword were buried under a memorial stone.
There you go.
Under Saint Mihai's memorial stone. And I already know his symbol.
Alright, we should be looking for a crypt somewhere on the premises of the Svartro Cathedral. Let's grab the door key on the way to open the door. The cathedral is heavily guarded outside, and it looks like the guards aren't really
So when
fond
you're a
of
vampire,
Cohen
you
lurking around
got
the
like
premises.
claws, and you
Let's
use that
deal
for
with them
combat at
swiftly
night as a
using our
vampire.
claws. We've listened to your feedback, and we've worked on the flow of using active abilities.
Okay.
We are no longer pausing the choice menu. It's real time in gameplay. It's also
There you
a
go.
good opportunity to show you another use of the Voracious Bite ability Cohen uses to drain people's blood. In combat, it will both replenish your health and deal some damage.
So you can do that to NPCs and stuff, to like regain some of your abilities,
Let's
or you
explore
can
the other areas in the courtyard.
go a little eviler and drain them completely and kill them.
I just need to get
A breather, that's
I don't really like the fact that you gotta use your,
Let's
claws.
use the sword this time, because yes,
It just
you can
seems
fight
kind
with
of
a sword
weird.
as a vampire,
you start
but
using your
before
claws
we
for
engage,
combat.
let's adjust the camera.
I'd rather just use
Camera
a sword.
placement was one of the
Use
hottest
sword plus
topics
claws, that'd be
after
cool.
our gameplay reveal. We've got lots of feedback about it, and we decided to add a second option for those of you who prefer the camera slightly further away from the character. The camera will be adjustable for combat and exploration separately, so you can choose the setup you prefer.
Actually, you can use a sword. Okay, that makes it better.
Cohen's faster using the sword as a vampire compared to his human form.
Damn! He's gonna have a headache in the morning.
Take notice of the hourglass icon next to our objective. It indicates that opening the crypt will move the time forward.
Okay. Start at night, finish in the
How
day.
about here? St. Mihai's symbol.
Let's open the entrance and investigate the crypt.
Oh, dude, this game, I'm loving it. 2026 is gonna be awesome. Like I said, first we got a banger with Crimson Desert, then Requiem, then there's some time in between, and then we end the year with GTA 6.
Lighting up a torch might be a good idea.
It's gonna be a great year for gaming.
This place must have been sealed off for ages. I wonder why.
We can hear some moaning coming from behind one of the walls. Let's investigate
Something's
this.
down here.
Is that moaning? I think it's coming from behind this wall.
Hello? Can you hear me?
That ain't human. There's a sword.
Wait,
Say Mahal.
are you Mihai?
Say Mahal. Damn. Or he's a vampire. So it looks like when you see the sword symbol, you can attack. And when you see that's block, and you see the red, that means you probably have to dodge.
We've been attacked by Mihai, who was an important figure in the valley. And for some reason, he was buried alive in the catacombs.
Damn, all those years buried alive.
Of course, as players, you'll be able to learn why that has happened. But we'd like to avoid too many spoilers here.
Nice.
That's why we are stopping this presentation
Mid-fight, moving forward. Boom! We're stopping it here. Stop stopping it.
We hope that you have enjoyed seeing how much variation there is behind just one of the objectives in the game. Remember, our design principle is the narrative
2026.
sandbox. There is no difference between main quests and side quests.
Love it.
There are just different stories that you weave together into your own unique adventure. Thank you for joining me today, and stay tuned for more updates on our social media profiles. Bye!
Like I said, we got Crimson Desert to start 26, I think in March. Then we have Requiem in February. Oh, no, Requiem comes first, I'm sorry. February comes first, duh. So we have Requiem in February, then Crimson Desert in March, and then we got this game coming sometime in 26. Actually, it might be moved a little bit because now that GTA 6 delayed till November, every game that's going to come out that holiday season is probably going to get pushed into early 27. So we'll see what happens with this one when it was, they never really give an official date. It just says 26, so we don't know. So hopefully maybe it's summer or sometime in that early window, January, February, March, maybe spring. But if it's playing on like anything coming out in November, December, get the fuck out of the way because GTA 6 is going to eat your lunch. September, October will be a good fit for this game, I think. We'll see. I hope it is. Let's check out the the teaser trailer real quick. Where they're talking about how his sister was like how they here it is. So this is like the first teaser trailer they put out.
18.
It shows you the main vampire villain. Yes, he's the director of The Witcher 3, and they brought a whole bunch of talent with him. 1347. In this game, the older the vampire and more powerful he is, the bigger and gnarlier his teeth are. So you'll see the main vampire villain is the bald-headed one. Could be Asmongold or Tectone. So his sister, she's suffering from the plague. The Black Death. He's trying to save her. I think it's the lord of this village. They're killing anybody that has a plague to stop the spread. Which is a smart idea. Lunka.
Don't hurt her.
Ugh.
You gave us quite the chase, young lady.
That's him right there, the lord, I believe.
Roderick, remind me. Did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish, would it not? They spread the plague just as well as adults. And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness. No! Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met
There's the vampires.
Things might have ended there.
No hopscotch for him. Here's a bunch of the vampire lords. They're from like centuries ago. Look at them, damn. This one's like ancient. That's a female too. She's like ancient.
Lunka?
That's the lead vampire. That's the main boss.
My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please.
Those fucking eyes. And he cures her.
I don't know. How?
I am life. I am death. I am everything in between. I have been watching your little valley. Pestilence, famine, killing, blood spilt carelessly like water. Things will be different now.
Yummy in their tummy. Nice little snack for them.
For all of you.
That little Witcher. Yeah. The world needs what it fears. This is like the first teaser trailer we ever got of the game. It was like something like 20 seconds of gameplay, not even. When we first saw. So that was the teaser trailer. So like I said, yep, coming in 2026. I think it was originally supposed to come in 25. Yeah. Okay, the gameplay reveal is 25. Summer 25. That's where we saw the first part of the demo we just watched. So, yeah, I'm hyped. Great year for gaming, dude. Speaking of gaming in great years, 2025 has been a great year. And we have Metroid Prime 4 coming out soon. But it kind of seems like it's got the DEI plague built into it. So, I think, 8 years this game's been in development for? It was rebooted. I forget who was working on it before, but then they rebooted and gave it to Retro, I believe. Is that the studio, Retro? No, what the hell is the studio's name? Rare. Or is it Rare? Okay, yeah, Retro Studios working on it. It was, I forget who was working on it originally, but yeah, this game is coming out in, I think, a few weeks in December. Metroid Prime 4. It was, like I said, it's rebooted a couple times. Now it's back, but it seems to have a case of the millennial DEI theater kid writing. There's this clip going around all over social media. I see it all over X. Samus has a little sidekick character with her this time around. And in great DEI fashion, he is a weak, pathetic, mumbling, terribly written, cheesy dialogue man. Here.
You're alone.
This is
on
him.
A planet. No hope of survival. But you're also not sitting next to Phil anymore.
What is this shit, dude?
So...
More DEI slop.
Win? You're alone on a planet.
Like, what is this, dude?
No hope of survival. But you're also
pure millennial kid DEI writing.
Cubicle, so... Win?
Fucking retarded.
You're alone.
Like, it's like
on a planet.
What is this, dude? Metroid just got like a bumbling, stupid,
but
sad
you're also
man.
Not sitting next to Phil anymore in that cubicle, so...
Stupid.
Win?
That threw me off from the game. I'm not buying it now. I'm done. I can't stand this DEI. And you know, Nintendo America had a hand in that. They take... Nintendo better get their shit together with that studio, because they're going to ruin a lot of their franchises. It ain't looking good. Seen a lot of people getting pissed off about that. Just terrible. The millennials just like... And I'm a millennial, but a lot of them just... They can't... Well, it's not that they can't write. Is that these studios hire a bunch of fucking, like, their own kind of people who have, like... They think they're good writers, but they're really just fucking... wannabe reject theater kids who have like never had like any real struggle in their life, so they don't know how to write good characters. It's just like, you know, their biggest struggle in their life was, you know, getting rejected for a play casting, or someone misgendered them on the street so they had to fit. That's like been their biggest plight in their life. It's just pathetic. See, well, I don't know why Fox News only uploads in 720p. It drives me nuts. But we have a VP did an interview. Well, this is going to be a YouTube video, so I better...
Mr. Vice President, great to see you again.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you. Welcome. Good.
Appreciate
Good. How you
this.
doing?
And thanks for sitting down. Well, I guess we start with a little good news.
Yeah.
Government is open. Mr. Vice President.
All right, so let me switch it here real quick. So our VP, JD Vance, sat down with Sean Hannity the other day. I think it was right after, I think it was the night of or the day after we finally opened the government back up. That's been closed for what, 35, 40 days, 41 days He sat down with Hannity to do a 2-part interview, going over a lot of the stuff that is plaguing our country right now. I think what they talk a lot about is that just like how basically like just how terrible it is right now for Gen Zers and millennials, and just how the American dream has kind of been hijacked by the Democrat Party and just given away to illegal aliens, and just how like normal American-born citizens are just struggling so bad right now in this economy. It really is just terrible for the everyday American, especially young Americans who want to, go to school, get a good job after they graduate college, find a guy or girl, settle down, have kids, the white picket fence, dog, barbecues on Sunday. That dream is almost, not almost, it's dead right now. Home affordability is outrageous. It's coming down now under Trump. It's starting to come down. I just saw a report the other day said rent's starting to drop too in places, and homes are coming down, but they're still just wildly expensive. It's ridiculous. So Trump's only been in office for less than a year. He's still working on it. He spent a lot of the first half of this year traveling the country and setting up deals to bring production to America, signing big, giant, multi-billion-dollar deals to bring work and factories to America to try and help and save the everyday working American. So J.D. Vance sat down with Sean Hannity, did a quick, 2-part interview. I think the first part's 17 minutes, the other's 11, going over how they hope to bring down home affordability too and create more jobs. And I saw we all saw floating around the 50-year mortgage. That's not the answer. The answer is to deport every single illegal immigrant. And I think there's about, on the Biden administration, they let in 25 or 30 million illegal immigrants. And to get rid of the H-1B visas, which has just been completely hijacked by Silicon Valley mostly to hire cheap foreign labor. Almost basically having slaves. That's kind of what it comes down to. And that's the way to fix this country. It should be America for Americans, not for cheap labor and illegal immigrants. So he sat down here, did a 2-part interview. This is part 1. Before we watch, I'm going to take a quick leak. I'll be right back. I just got to piss real quick. All right, I'm back. I just want to go to the bathroom real quick and grab a drink. So I'm back. So here is the VP with Sean Hannity for a 2-part interview.
Mr. Vice President,
here we
great
go.
to see you again.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you. Welcome. Good.
Appreciate
Good. How you doing?
And thanks for sitting down. Well, I guess we start.
I'll
with
take
a little
subtitles
good
off because
news.
they're gonna be shit. Looks like
Government is open.
That's right.
Okay, longest shutdown in history.
41
Can you
days.
tell me what the point of all that was?
I wish that I knew, Sean, because here's what the Democrats actually accomplished. They caused a lot of stress for our troops. They made our air traffic controllers not get paid. They caused a lot of flight cancellations. They had a lot of people thinking they weren't going to get their food benefits, all for literally nothing, Sean, because we could have struck this exact deal 45 days ago. In fact, we met with Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer and said, we will pass this exact deal. They said no. They put the American people through a ton of pain and suffering for nothing. And we knew this was going to happen,
Yep.
Sean. We knew. The President of the United States said every single day, eventually...
They did it just to make it look Trump look bad. So now you go in the history books and you look at the longest period of time the government was shut down. There'll be 2 of them in there. The first longest will be this one. And the second longest will be 2018 when Trump was also in office. So it's just whatever they can do to make Trump look bad.
And that's what they did.
Like they'll cut off their nose to spite the face, basically. That's how the Democrats are right now. And they have no policies at all. All their policies are is Trump is bad, Trump's evil.
As bad as it was getting, I'm trying
literally
to
nothing.
comprehend the thinking behind this. Except for 8 Democrats in the Senate and 6 in the House, they wanted it to continue. And there's real palpable anger that it didn't continue. I think Chuck Schumer's cooked as a result.
Yeah, he's done. 28, he's out.
Yeah, so let me say a couple things. First of all,
and some crazy progressive's going to challenge him. Forget who the guy is. Some black guy. I don't know his name.
So if you remember the original bill to keep the government open before the shutdown even started, there were 52 GOP senators, 3 Democratic senators. They recognized where this was going. They recognized what was in the best interest of the country. But I think, Sean, there are so many far left people who run the Democratic Party in Washington, D.C., they just want to burn it down. They don't care if the troops don't get paid. They don't care if you cause billions of dollars of lost productivity.
Don't care.
They don't care if you shut down the airline industry, which they were very close to doing. They just want to get Trump. And they don't care if they have to burn the entire country down in order to get Trump. That's what they want to do. And I think that it shows how stupid that approach is politically, because normally...
If the Democrats win in 26, the midterms, you can guarantee 100% they're going to start another impeachment trial on them for some fucking stupid thing. They're going to scam up something and just blow up a portion and use it and try and impeach them. Watch. I guarantee you if they win the midterms.
You would expect the President of the United States to get blamed for a shutdown. The American people were smart enough to recognize that the Democrats were the ones who were sort of holding this hostage. They were saying that unless you give us everything that we want, unless you give us $1.5 trillion of benefits, health care for illegal
immigrants, which is fucking crazy.
We're going to keep
and you wonder why everything's unaffordable in this country.
The president recognized eventually the American people are going to recognize this is the Democrats doing this. The Democrats, I think, made a huge political mistake by continuing to push for all of these crazy things. And they said, if you...
This is what gets me mad, though, is that normal, everyday, common sense people know the Democrats caused all this shit, but the Republican Party is so fucking weak. They don't attack. They sit by and just get beat up and take it. I've said this for a very long time now. The Democrat Party is nothing but pure evil, socialist / communist, and the Republican Party is full of a bunch of pussies. That's where we are politically. Democrats are evil communists. Republicans are giant pussies. And you got the MAGA right there in the middle who are actually good, common sense Americans, but there's just not a lot of us in the Senate or House. So we're kind of outnumbered, and we have the old guard Republicans who are pussies and don't do shit, and you have the evil communist Democrats. So it's so hard to like spin the narrative because the Democrats control the media and they control the narrative right now. You'll see it all over. People are blaming Trump for this and that. When he, like, the economy right now, they're blaming him for the economy being so terrible. Like, he just got into office less than a year ago. He's working on it, but it's not good enough. And now the Democrats will spin it as it's his economy. He caused all this inflation. When Biden was in, there was nothing wrong. Now we got inflation like crazy. So the Democrats, or the Republicans, have got to do a better job attacking these communists, but they're just full of so many old white pussies.
You don't give all these crazy things, we're going to keep the government shut down. It was politically stupid, but you're right. I don't understand the psychology of a Democrat who says, we'd like to burn the country down in order to get Donald Trump.
They
but
don't care.
Unfortunately, it just drives home. That's what their party is about.
That was the thing, 1.5 trillion, hundreds of billions of dollars for healthcare for illegals.
Which is
DEI
ridiculous.
Programs abroad,
Yep.
NPR, PBS to
It's all money laundering.
again. And I'm like, that's the hill you want to die on. During the process, at any point, did any Democrat, any leader, did you have conversations with them, say,
what are we doing here?
With me? Did that happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about?
Oh, of course. Privately, we were having conversations all the time. And frankly, privately, the Democrats would recognize the position of their far left was crazy. But they all feel a little bit like they're being held hostage by their far left. You said it very well. Chuck Schumer, this probably ended his career.
Yep.
And he was the person who was fighting more than anybody to keep the government shut down. So the far left, they're never going to be satisfied unless the Democrats are willing to burn down the entire country. Luckily, there were a few moderate Democrats who allowed reason to prevail. We have to step back, Sean, and remember how crazy the demands were. They wanted $1.5 trillion, a lot of that healthcare benefits for illegal aliens.
Which is
They wanted us
ridiculous.
to undo all of the great border policy that we've been doing. They wanted us to refund, like you said, NPR and PBS.
No.
They were basically saying that we want the far left's priorities to dominate in the Trump administration.
Yes.
And unless that happens, we're going to set the entire country on fire. A
Yep.
really disgraceful moment for the far left of the Democrats, and frankly, a very revealing moment for the American people, because what were they asking, Sean? They weren't saying that we want to do great things for the American people. They weren't talking about jobs. They weren't talking about health care. They were talking about, give us $1.5 trillion for healthcare benefits for illegal aliens.
This
And
party's been
once
like
we
this
did
since
that,
like
we're gonna make
2013,
it impossible
2012.
for you to fly home to see your family on Thanksgiving. It's just craziness that was ever their position, but it was.
Will we get it back up?
And wait till they get back in power. And wait till they have the
It's gonna
presidency, the
take a
House,
little
and
bit of
Senate
time to
again.
get everything fully
It's
up
going to
and
get
running.
so bad.
They actually brought.
See, Trump's right. The Republicans, they need a nuke to filibuster, but the Republicans are cowards, so they won't do it. Because I think they said, I think Ted Cruz said it too. They don't have the votes because they don't think that the next time the Democrats take power, that they'll nuke the filibuster. They don't think that's going to happen. Even though they tried a few years ago, but they didn't go through because they lost it by 2 votes. Manchin, I believe, was his last name, and I forget the other lady's name who voted against it. They have since run those 2 out of the party. I think Manchin became a Republican, and the lady, I forget her name, but I think she left politics altogether, I believe. So you better believe the next time they get power, they're going to 100% nuke the filibuster. It's just the Republicans are smart. They do it now, pass all of Trump's policies, and that way we have a fighting chance of saving this country.
The bill over to my house last night around 9 o'clock to sign it because as the president of the Senate, I had to sign it for the Senate. Mike Johnson signed it for the House, and then, of course, the President of the United States had to sign it into law.
Uber eating bills from Congress?
Right.
Is that...
Yeah. Basically, I mean, the Senate parliamentarian was driving around in an Uber going from place to place to get this thing signed. But I had this conversation with the President yesterday afternoon. I said, assuming the House is able to get this done, do you want to sign this tomorrow morning? He said, no, I want to sign it tonight because the only way to get the people's government turned back on as quickly as possible was to sign the bill as quickly as possible. But, you know, it goes to show the entire time, the president, the entire administration, we were focused on getting the government turned back on, getting critical services actually funded so the government could function for the American people. The Democrats were focused on, we want to take you hostage. We want to make it hard for you to get home.
Burn the country down and
see
make
your
Trump look
family on
bad.
Thanksgiving so that we can give your health care benefits to illegal aliens. What an incredible juxtaposition of priorities. We care about Americans. They care about illegal aliens.
Yep.
That's been true for years. They made it super clear with this government shutdown fight.
Let's talk about, obviously, the economy is always front and center for most Americans.
All Americans.
I would argue that
It's the most important thing.
Foundationally, everything's set. Trillions of dollars of committed monies for manufacturing, largest tax cuts in history. It took quite a while, over a year and a half, for the Reagan tax cuts to kick in.
That's right.
Ended up with 21 million new jobs, longest period peacetime economic growth. President Trump now has given us the largest tax cut in history.
Good.
No tax tips, Social Security, overtime. Then you add the energy component. So for people now that maybe are still suffering from the Biden-Harris economic hangover, when do we really see the engine of the economy start to take off?
Entire administration was the
Well, some of it's
Titanic.
already started, Sean, but some of it is going to take a long time because we inherited a disaster.
Yes.
We inherited the highest peacetime debt and deficits in the history of the United States of America.
Probably
We
the worst
inherited
inflation in our
inflation
country's
crisis
history.
in at least the last 40 years, and I think probably longer. So a lot of Americans, when we took over, they were struggling. They either were underemployed or they didn't have a job altogether.
That's an understatement.
Their wages had been stagnant, and the President of the United States said the most important thing that we have to fix is for people to be able to live a good life. We need a good job.
We
to
need
pay
the
good
American dream
wages.
back.
We need people to be able to go to the grocery store and actually buy what they need for their family.
I've seen people at the grocery store buy their groceries with credit cards. That's how fucked this economy is right now. It's terrible. We had a dead corpse in the office for 4 years while a bunch of his cronies behind the scenes were running shit. They didn't give two freaks about the American middle-class working citizen. All they care about was flooding this country with illegal immigrants, giving them free housing. Not free, because you and I pay for it with our taxes. So taxpayers, our money, housing, food. They're getting debit cards too, with like a couple grand. Don't have to go out and spend. Medical care. Like I said, they're also, like I said, I don't know if it's all around the country or maybe just in California. Maybe, I don't know if, like I said, it could be the entire country or just California. They were giving them a $25,000 credit to put a down payment on a house. Think about that. The Biden administration, aka the Auto Pen administration, was giving illegal immigrants 25 grand to buy a house while you and I were left in the cold. That's how terrible. The worst administration in the history.
It takes a little bit of time. And I know that there are a lot of people out there, Sean, who are saying things are expensive. And we have to remember,
that's an understatement.
They're expensive because we inherited this terrible inflation crisis from the Biden administration. But you've already seen signs that things are getting better.
They are coming down.
The price of eggs has gone way down.
I don't need Biden administration. I remember seeing eggs. There's a local mom and pop place around me. It's like a chain franchise, but it's also like a mom and pop place, like a butcher place, like a small little grocery store. That's where I get all my meats from. Actually, just got a hoagie from there today. It was really good. I got like chicken patties too to cook, but they can get cheese, lunch meat, all that stuff. They also like make stuff like steak, chicken. They put inside in the fridge and grab it. Their eggs under the Biden administration was about $6 or $7 for a carton of eggs. Now they're going for $2.49. That's how crazy dramatically eggs have dropped. Now, yes, beef is still very high. Their chicken, like the chicken breasts, chicken cutlets, they have become middle ground, more affordable. They're a little pricier, but not what they used to be. I think a pack of like 3 nice-sized chicken breasts is about $8 right now. They used to be about $6 during Trump's first term. During the Biden term, the auto pen, it was like $13 for a pack of 3 chicken breasts. Now it's around $8, so it is coming down. It's coming in that middle ground where it's becoming more affordable. But yes, beef's up. Eggs have fucking plummeted. Things are starting to turn around, but it's going to take a little bit longer.
The price of energy has gone way down.
Yes.
The price of gasoline has gone way down. And as we know, when the price of energy goes down, that starts to filter out into the entire economy.
Yes.
But that also takes a little bit of time. There's another component of this, Sean, which to me is maybe the most important because I care so much about our young people being able to afford a good life. A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is
Not
that?
saying it
because
is.
we flooded the country with
50
million
I think it's
illegal
way more
immigrants
than that.
who were taking houses
I'm saying
that ought
40,
by right go to
45
American
to
citizens.
50.
And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we had. So what we're doing is trying to make it easier to build houses.
Cut all
trying
the
to
red
make it
tape.
easier to build factories and things like that so that people have good jobs. We're also getting all of those illegal aliens out of our country, and you're already seeing it start to pay some dividends. Let me give you a very clear statistical example. Under the Biden administration, the price of a new home literally doubled in 4 years. It went up 100%. Under the Trump administration,
I live in PA, like right outside of Philadelphia. We have twin homes that front for sale should go for about $215, $220, $230 at the most. They were going for over $300,000. My cousin and her fiance, I'll give an example. They bought their house in 2012. It was a wreck. My cousin's fiance, or ex-fiance, that broke up. Excuse me. He went in. They bought the house for $120, dirt cheap. It needed a lot of work. He went in himself, knew all that stuff, rebuilt the entire house from like inside and out. It was fucking beautiful. He sold it in summer of 21. I mean, like I said, it's a twin in the Philly suburbs. He bought it for $120 in 2012. Sold it in 2021 for $300,000. That's how fucking crazy. Like that house should have sold for $240 maybe at the most, because it was so beautiful inside. He did so much work, but it sold for $300,000. I'll give you another example. February 2020, the house we share a driveway with, it was purchased by a lesbian couple for $180 in February 2020. It needed work. They did a little bit. I think they like changed some of the carpets and some of the wood paneling. That was like, it was like an older house. Like it had like that wood paneling in the basement. They changed that. They did a little bit of work to it, not much. Bought it in February 2020. Sold it in October of 2020 for like $270,000. So in less than a year, from February 2020 to October 2020, they bought it for $180, sold it for like $250 or $260 in the span of less than a year. That's how crazy the fucking housing market was during the pandemic and under this administration. Insane.
Housing and rent prices are up about 1% to 2%. That's actually in line with what you would like to see.
Yeah.
So again, we inherited a disaster. We're very mindful of the fact that there's a lot of work to do, but I think that we've made great progress. And the final point I'll make about this, Sean, is the most important way to fix this affordability crisis
They're the illegal immigrants.
Make people's wages go up. And that is where the Trump economy, I think, just objectively, obviously I'm very biased, but I think objectively is doing better than any economy in 50 or 60 years. Blue collar wages are going up, working people's wages, middle class wages are going up, and that's how we ultimately chip away at the Biden affordability crisis.
Our economy was shit. The American economy was shit through all the 70s and most of the 80s. It wasn't until Reagan came in that things actually started to get better. From like the early 70s to the late 80s, our economy was just a toilet.
An economy where people can afford to buy the things,
especially in the 70s when inflation hit like crazy.
Good jobs and good wages, and that's why the president's focus is where it is.
I want to see that manufacturing get online, because those are high-paying career jobs.
Yes, they are.
You know, we are going to bring in-house. We always imported.
We used to make the American worker, especially in the factories, before we shipped everything to China for cheap fucking plastic that we don't need. We were making the best of the best of the best, dude. You look at like old refrigerators and like stuff like that from like the 50s and 60s and 40s. Those things were built to fucking last, and they did. And they were so cool looking. They're so like built perfectly for what you need. I saw one that they had looked like a 50 style fridge, and it worked. To this day, it still worked. It was like a kind of like the shape of Pac-Man, and you'll put stuff on it like milk, bread, eggs, whatever, and you could spin it in the fridge to get what you want instead of reaching back and moving stuff around. You just spun it. So say the milk's in the back, instead of moving a bunch of cartons of other stuff to get to the milk, you just spun this thing, and there's the milk in front of you. It was just, things were built so much better back then,
on
dude.
Other countries for pharmaceuticals, semiconductors.
Now everything's built in China, and it's built to break in like a year. It's all just, we traded good paying, great jobs for cheap plastic shit we don't need. That's basically what happened to the American worker, and our government and all our businesses sold us out.
Chips, automobile manufacturing, the president negotiated it out. Those deals, I want to see those jobs get online, hopefully sooner rather than later.
That's right.
Apple's going to spend what?
Couple billion.
$500 billion in Texas.
They're going to spend at least $500 billion in the United States, and that's just Apple. We've seen about $18 trillion of new capital commitments, Sean.
We
That's
need to
your
save
point.
this country.
Those
We need to get the
good.
American
That's
worker
career
back
creating
in the
jobs,
factory.
and nothing like that has ever happened in this country. If you go back to the Biden administration, a good year for the Biden administration was a few $100 billion of investments. The president is getting trillions upon trillions of new investments. Now, of course, I'm mindful that people were suffering, Sean, because those factories don't get built overnight.
No.
These things actually take a little bit of time.
You can build a factory in like 2 years,
from
3
the Trump
years.
administration, the Biden administration, the president is focused now on getting people good jobs, getting people higher wages, and bringing down the cost of goods. We inherited a disaster. We've chipped away at a lot of that.
They inherit the disaster. The Biden economy was the worst economy probably on record since the Great Depression. It was just complete and utter failure, that entire administration. Nothing they did work. It was just complete and utter failure, and all they did was cater towards illegal immigrants and leave the everyday American out to dry. They're just horrible.
Problem in 10 months, but that's why you've got 4-year terms, because we're going to do a lot over the next 3 years, 3 months to make sure that more people can afford a good life. They can afford to buy homes. Young people can afford to start families. And we've actually got good jobs that put people on a career trajectory to stability. The biggest problem with the Biden economy wasn't even the affordability. That was the second biggest problem. The biggest problem with the Biden economy is that people had the kind of jobs where they couldn't build a career out of it. They'd make $14, $15 an hour with
but now
promise of
it's
ever
gonna
being able to
lie.
make
These
more.
companies laying off
That
like
is not
crazy.
how you build a middle-class American dream. That's how you build debt servants. And that's what the American people are becoming under Joe Biden. It's so
They are
important
now.
that we stay the course, keep these economic policies going so that Americans can own a stake in their own future, build the kind of life that every American deserves.
Back to the home building part. It's interesting you brought it up. Are you as obsessed with AI as I am?
I am.
Okay, I don't know. I'm a grok guy.
Okay. Me
so
too. I'm a grok guy.
You're a grok guy. Okay, Elon. I think it's the best.
I think it's the best. It's also the least woke.
Yep.
I'm always
Yeah,
asking
that's
myself,
true.
if I ask an AI a question, is it going to give me an objective
the vice
answer?
president puts it
or
in
is it gonna give me a
extreme
woke
mode.
answer?
Have you
Yes.
put it in extreme mode just for kicks and giggles? It's a little. Well, if you want,
I have not, Sean. I don't want the media to attack
if you want
me.
to know the neighborhood that Donald Trump grew up in and the kind of language you probably heard every day, you can put it in extreme mode. It's pretty funny.
I could tell it's talking like my grandmother, and then we'd be in good shape.
Well, okay, so the housing shortage, the estimate is what, between 4.5 and 6 million homes. We're shy right now?
I've heard those numbers, yep.
Okay, I met a guy that's building a company that 70% of a home can be built with robots at about $200 a square foot. Now, where I live in Florida, you're not getting any home anywhere near $200 a square foot. So will that be a factor? And then you have to think of, okay, are we going to lose blue-collar jobs? How do we transition people into the economy if they're going to lose those jobs?
Yeah, so a few things about that, Sean. First, we probably need to build about 5 million new homes. And if you look in the red states, we're actually doing a very good job. One of the
Texas is
biggest
definitely doing a
challenges
great
that we
job.
have in the housing market,
Because they have so much
aside
land, they can
from
build
too many illegal
houses like
aliens who are
crazy.
taking the houses of American citizens, is that in the blue states, you're not building enough houses.
No.
So you go to California. Why are so many people moving out of California?
Dude, a fucking shed costs $1 million.
There's no
Gavin
water.
Newsom.
No. Your friend Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, my friend Gavin Newsom.
Maybe if they put water and fire hydrants and reservoirs.
Think about
might
that.
help, right?
Yeah, but they're not building houses. You look at those terrible
No.
fires that happen in Los Angeles. You have people who are still trying to get the permitting to rebuild their houses. This happened so long ago. So we've got to get our blue states to build enough houses for their
They won't.
citizens, because our red states and the federal government is actually doing a really good job. By the way, you know one of the biggest cities where you're seeing housing costs come down?
Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Because they're choosing smart policies and they're building enough
They have
housing.
so much
Now,
land.
On the AI issue, look, I understand why people are worried that, if you have a robot doing that job, does it take away from a blue-collar worker who can do that job? Right now, the evidence that I see is that if we really lean into robotics and technology, it's going to raise everybody's wages and make everybody better off. The example that I often give is of bank tellers. If you go back to when the automated teller machine was invented, Everybody said it was going to destroy the jobs of all the bank tellers. What actually happened is that today you have more people working in bank telling than you did 50 years ago. They're doing different jobs. They're not just handing people money. They're doing different jobs, but they have higher wages. So sometimes what technology does is it allows somebody to do
robotics robotics and AI will kill our country, kill our economy, kill every economy.
More than some of the rote tasks they might have been doing, and that actually means they're more productive. They get better wages, and everybody becomes better off. So I don't think that we're going to ever eliminate the construction industry.
That's why you need a strong union to fight against robotics and AI.
In this country, just because you've got robots, what you're going to have is a lot of construction workers who are using those robots, who are directing those robots, who are actually able to do more with less because they're using technology to help them. You're always going to need construction workers in this economy, but I want their wages to go up. And I think if we lean into technology, that's what's going to happen.
It's actually amazing because
I don't think so. I disagree on that one.
They'll put on the siding. Actually, a robot will put on the roof. It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
They'll wire the house. They'll put an insulation.
I never seen that.
They'll put up the wallboard. They'll paint the wallboard, and then the finish work. In comes the craftsman. I'm not so sure that the AI is going to be able to do that, at least in the short term, but it wouldn't surprise me.
No, I think a lot of the...
If you're young right now and you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life and you're scared of AI and robotics, go to a trade school, learn either to be an electrician or a plumber. Those two fields will be in such high demand. If you can manage to do either one of those two things, you will live like a fucking king in the future, because robotics and AI aren't going to be doing any kind of plumbing, like in the pipes, moving around, cutting stuff up. I don't see that happening. Same thing with electricians. I don't see robots doing electrician work. So if you're young, get into those two fields.
Craftsmanship, a lot of the direction, a lot of the management, you're going to need a human being to do that. Nobody can replace, no robot can replace a great blue-collar construction worker. You know, you see some of the houses, some of the things they do, the trim that they're able to do.
Yes, they can.
There's
just a number
there that I don't think a robot's
if you're cheaper,
ever be able to replace.
If a robot's cheaper than you, they'll use it.
Make it easier for a construction worker to put more nails and more walls over a shorter period of time. Some of the rote things.
Yeah, I don't trust. You can't trust a full robot to build a house.
The construction workers, and I think that's going to lead to higher wages, and it's also going to lead to more homes for American citizens.
The president would love it if they could build the one big beautiful ballroom faster. If a robot could do it faster, I think he'd hire the robot, because I know that's obviously important.
Well, but this is an interesting point, though, Sean, because if you go back to you know, there really are, I think, two different models of how you make people more productive, of how you create economic growth, of how you make people better off. The Democrat model was import low-wage immigrants.
Yep.
And I really do think that hurt the jobs of our construction workers,
100%
it hurt the wages of a lot of our blue-collar workers. But their idea was the way that we get...
California gave 62,000 CDLs to illegal immigrants who can't even read our own road signs in our country. And you wonder why, because truck drivers used to make a fucking fortune back in the day. They used to clear $100,000 a year. Now they're getting paid so little because you have illegal immigrants coming here and H-1B visas coming here and doing the job for cheap. So that brings everybody wage down. You know, take all these H-1B visas and all these illegal immigrants and get them the fuck out. That's how you save the middle class America.
More prosperity is that you import more and more low-wage servants. And that actually, I think, reduced prosperity because it meant that a lot of our blue-collar workers were struggling. But if you use technology and you empower the blue-collar workers rather than replace them with foreign labor, I think they're going to do way better. They're going to make higher wages, and the whole country is going to be better off. In other words, do you depend on low-wage immigrants, or do you depend on American citizens bolstered by technology and innovation?
Sadly, in this country, they depend more on immigrants. They don't care about anything else but to get the job done as cheaply as possible. And that's why, like, giant evil corporations are just fucking terrible. I hate fucking corporations so much. Here's part 2.
You first become the vice president, and I had well, first I interviewed you at the convention.
The very first interview I did as the VP nominee.
The first interview, thank you.
There you go.
And we had an interview right after you got sworn in. You're almost on the job a full year. Tell me about the job. And by definition, you have to be ready at a God forbid, moment's notice.
Sure.
I think that's a heavy weight to put on anybody's shoulders. Obviously, if you obsess about it, you're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be healthy. You seem to go with the flow pretty well. Do you have quiet moments? You think about that?
Yeah, honestly, Sean, I try not to. I mean, one, I serve under Donald Trump, who is very healthy.
He casts a pretty big shadow.
He casts a big shadow, but if I served under Joe Biden, I'd probably be worried every minute of every day that he was going to croak and that I'd have to become president.
That's true. You think that a couple times it would have happened. He was probably close to going down a few times.
I'd never be able to sleep. I'd always have my cell phone as loud as possible. But no, the president, one, you know, he's got a lot of energy. He's extremely healthy. So I don't think about that. Obviously, that's part of the job, is you've got to be ready if tragedy strikes. But the thing that I try to do, Sean, is I just try to be as much of a force multiplier for the president and the whole administration.
Yeah.
You know, if the president needs to talk to 10 people in Congress, he can only make 5 of those phone calls. I can make the other 5. If the president needs to meet with a business leader, but he can't meet with them because he's meeting with somebody else, then I can meet with that person. If the president needs somebody to go visit a factory, he can't do it for one reason or another, then I go and do that. And what I try to think is, so long as the president trusts me, and so long as I'm loyal to the president in return, then he can just have me go and do something and not worry about whether it's going to get done, not worry about whether somebody's going to blab to the media about it. That's the way that I try to approach this job. Is the best use of my time is to be a force multiplier for him in the administration. That's what I've tried to do. I think that it's worked out really well so far.
Yeah.
But part of that is also the president you serve under. You know, when you talk to people about the job of vice president, it can either be a really high impact job, a real partnership with the presidency, or it can be a job where you sit around and hope the phone doesn't ring.
Yeah.
And because the president trusts me and because of the way that he does his job, he's made it possible for me to be very involved in the business of running the country. That's an awesome thing. It's an exciting thing. I pinch myself every day. I mean, look where we are, this beautiful room. And I try to remember that it's a great honor and a great blessing to serve, and I just try to do the job that I can every day.
The last place my parents ever thought I'd be.
Perfect answer.
I'm just visiting. What have you learned from President Trump? I mean, he is a force of nature.
He is.
I've known him 30 years. What have you learned from him?
You know, a few things. Number one, the president is amazing at compartmentalizing things. When something is going on, there's always a crisis. The very best day in the West Wing, there's at least one crisis somewhere in the world that somebody's putting your desk. The president has an incredible ability to sort of say, okay, focus on that for 15 minutes and then go and focus on something totally different for 15 minutes. That's not naturally how I am. If something bad is going on, I tend to want to think about that thing and solve that problem before I go on to something else. The president is incredible at that compartmentalization. I think that's one of the reasons why he can handle 10 different problems at once.
Okay.
Is because he's able to troubleshoot and then move on to the next thing. Troubleshoot and move on to the next thing. The second thing that I've learned from the president, Sean, and I've tried to absorb it as much as I can, and I think some of this is just who he is and his natural instincts, is he has better instincts about human beings than anybody that I've ever met. And again, the president,
knowing his past, he probably does.
You can't read every briefing and every detail about every single topic.
You don't survive in New York City unless you know how to read people.
The Oval Office every hour, right? So part of it is you've got to be able to trust the people around you to delegate and to execute. But to have that trust for people, you've got to have very, very good instincts. And the president has an amazing ability to know when somebody's trying to get something over on him, when somebody's actually thinking about things in the best interest of the country. It's almost a supernatural ability to read human beings. And I've tried to learn as much as I can about it. And again, some of that is just his innate ability. Some of that is something that I think that you can pick up. And I've tried to pick that up as much as I can because it's amazing, Sean. Let me give you an example. There was a time where there was a meeting that I couldn't go to again because I think I had to be on Capitol Hill related to the big, beautiful bill.
Okay.
And I was really worried that I wouldn't be in the meeting because I knew what the people in the meeting were going to say. And I was worried that I couldn't push back against it. And I remember talking to the president about it later, and he knew exactly what they were going to say. He knew exactly what their angle was. He knew exactly what their motivation was. And he just reads people and tries to use, it's almost he's able to use people's own motivations to figure out whether they're trying to get something that's good for America or whether they're trying to get something that's good
for them.
And obviously, if it's good for America, he's all on board. If it's just good for them, he's going to be a little bit more skeptical. But that capacity to figure that out,
baby.
I think it's why he's such an effective leader and why he's such a good president.
To be able to compartmentalize is a skill. To have discernment also, I think, is a gift.
Sure.
And I kind of feel like a lot of my life I've had the ability to read people very well.
Yes.
And it's served me well in my life. You know,
I think that I have that ability too, but I think the president takes it up to a totally different level. His discernment is really remarkable.
The energy level is beyond. I mean, I went on a golf trip with him. 17 hours there, 17 hours back. And
dude, he did the Joe Rogan podcast for like 3 hours straight. No breaks. He didn't even drink any kind of water. That's fucking crazy.
It's unbelievable.
And he expects you to be awake.
Well, it's unbelievable. It's actually, I joke with some of the cabinet because the president and I can't travel together. That's one of the things, right? We're never on the same airplane. Right. And they're always like, you're very lucky.
You like that?
Well, they're always saying, you're so lucky because if we go on a 20-hour trip somewhere, he doesn't sleep the entire time.
He doesn't.
Of course, if he's not sleeping, if he's working, he expects everybody else to be.
During the last stretch of the campaign leading up to his presidency in 2024 last year, he had the last, I think it was in Michigan, his last rally. I think it was Dana White and Don Jr. said he was up for 72 hours straight and was just sharp as a fucking tack and just went in for the kill and did, campaign speech after campaign speech. He did rally after rally, 72 hours straight, no sleep, and he fucking killed it. That's insane.
Working too. So again,
and he's 80 something years old, like 81,
really
I think.
Off the charts. But again, you've got to have.
Dude's got unlimited energy.
His job successfully for all of Biden's problems.
And he eats like shit, so I don't know how he does it.
That I have with the Biden administration, I really do wonder: was Biden able to stay on top? Did he have the physical and mental ability to stay on top of everything that comes through?
Hell no.
I can answer.
The answer is no.
No.
Of course not.
The dude was a potato the whole time.
Agree or disagree with President
From day
Trump
one, he was a
about given
potato.
issue, every Democrat and every Republican, I think deep down would recognize this is a guy who has the energy to do the job. That's
he fucking does.
Very rare thing. But that's who you should be electing president of the United States. Somebody who's got the energy for it.
I'm not asking you to answer this question, but I am giving you a preview of coming attractions.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll be back a year from now, and there's no avoiding the question.
Okay.
Because we will have just gotten through the midterms.
Sure.
The 2 days after the midterms, we get into a cycle.
Yep.
Meaning 2028.
Of course.
Have you thought at all? I mean, I would think it has to go
not
through your
yet.
head.
He ain't thinking about it.
In the Oval Office every day. I'm sure, the times that I've been there to visit and they throw me out is, I pinch myself. I never thought as a kid.
I hope he
growing up,
runs. He has a very good chance of winning if he runs.
My dad, a waiter and a family court probation guy. I'd ever be in that building,
It's
right?
an amazing country, isn't it?
Amazing country.
Yep.
Somebody made a mistake. But, but in all seriousness, this is coming fast.
Sure.
Thinking about it all?
Nah.
I would say that I've thought about what that moment might look like after the midterm elections, sure. But I also, whenever I think about that, I try to put it out of my head and remind myself the American people elected me to do a job right now, and my job is to do it.
Yeah, great answer.
If you start getting distracted and focused on what comes next,
those $2,000 checks people are expecting to get from the tariff revenue, expected to hit just before the midterms.
Because what the president has set in motion
to get you out there to vote,
long-term,
which is smart.
Economic revitalization effort for this
Gotta
country.
get them votes any way you can.
I really want us to win the midterms because if the Democrats get in power, they're going to try to screw up a lot of the great things the president of the United States has done over the past 10 months. Again, trees that have been planted, some of which won't even bear fruit for a few years. I don't want the Democrats to screw that up. So we're going to win the midterms. We're going to do everything that we can to win the midterms. And then after that, I'm going to sit down with the President of the United States and talk to him about it. But let's focus on the now because we've got well over a year to do as much as we can for the American people.
All energy has to be focused right now on the midterms.
Look, if we do a good job, the politics will take care of itself. If we do a terrible job, the politics will take care of itself in the other direction. So I'm just going to focus on the job that I have.
I found it a really
very smart answer. Very smart.
Actually, intriguing comment that you made, saying that Marco Rubio is your best friend in the administration.
Yeah. And by the way, no
some
one's
people
Rubio, Vance Rubio ticket.
Well, maybe they might eventually one day be rivals. I didn't get that impression at all in your comment.
Dude,
I
that'd be
don't
awesome.
feel like that at all. And I mean, look, if Marco eventually runs for president, then that's that we can cross that bridge when we come to it. But look, if you get to
Donald
a situation,
Trump wants to design the next ticket.
I
You
know
know
he
that.
does. I
He'd
know
like
he
to
does.
take control of that.
Yeah, but but people have asked me, well, do you see Marco as a rival? First of
No.
all, if either one of us end up running, it's a long ways in the future, and neither of us is entitled to it. So I think it would be
Could be somebody you don't even know
ridiculous for
coming out
me
of
to say,
nowhere
well,
and get the
Marco's
bid.
a rival. No. Marco's a colleague. The President of the United States has asked each of us to do two very important jobs, and that's what we should focus on. And there's, when I say that Marco's my best friend, that's no insult to anybody else in the administration, because when I came into the Senate, Marco was a bit of a mentor to me. He's one of the younger guys in the Senate. He's got, by the standards of Washington, he still has a young family. He's got kids who are in law school and college. And so there's just a lot of commonality that we have. We're both people of very strong faith, and our wives get along well. It's just, he's a good guy. And I like coming to work with him, and I like talking to him about the things that confront the administration, confront the presidency.
We don't need to drag it out.
But let me just say one other thing about this. Here's why the presidential focus, the 2028 focus, I think is bad. Is because
you got to focus on the midterms.
In my job or anybody else's job, asking yourself, what's good for my future a few years down the road, you're not going to do a good job right now. The question that I try to ask myself is, what is good for the president, the administration, and the American people right now? That's what I have to be focused on. And I think so long as I do that, again, politics will take care of itself.
I think it's a good message for everybody. Honestly, do your job. If you want to think about something else, do your job that day. I think that's a good message for everybody.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News.
Great interview. Awesome fucking interview. Great questions. Great answers. Fucking dude, JD just fucking nailed that interview. I hope he runs in 28. I hope Rubio becomes his VP or vice versa. Well, no, vice versa. You can't have two VPs at the same time. Like, JD can't be VP again. But great interview. Loved it. Great answers. Great quest. Awesome interview. Great questions. Great answers. JD knocked it out of the park with every one of them. Fucking killed it. I hope he does run for presidency in 28. I think he has a great chance of winning. It's just really hope he does great, man. His whole administration, I think, has been doing great in my opinion. But I'll leave it there. Let's dude, look at this shit. Pathetic. What? You can play Call of Duty in third person? I did not know that. Huh. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. It's like a feature, or that looks like a feature. Doesn't look like a bug. Holy shit. Pop.
Alright, we're going on. Let's get to that server room. And bring shit on the way.
Huh. No, that's crazy. You can play Call of Duty in third person. We could do multiplayer like that. Wow.
Guild's moving in.
I still have no interest in this game at all. Dude. I haven't been a fan of Call of Duty since like Modern Warfare 2 or 3 back in like 2010. I want to check this game out too where the wins meet. Yeah, you see this? Who was this from Nick Sorter? Democrat U.S. Congressman Brad Sherman was just caught on a plane browsing adult content. This dude's a senator or congressman from, I don't know where though. He's on a plane looking at dirty stuff. Look at him. Holy shit. Dirty old man. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Dirty Brad. Dirty Brad. He's a very dirty man. Disgusting. Trying to look. Here's this video right here.
On a planet.
So, like I said, Nintendo, I think it comes out in a few weeks, December 4th or 5th. The new Metroid game that's been in development for 8 years. It's just a crazy number. It's Nintendo's most expensive game to develop because it got delayed and rebooted. So it could have been a 4-year span, a 3-year development time, but it came $800 million. That's the most they ever spent on a video game, which is pennies compared to what Nintendo and Xbox spent to develop a game. I think Spider-Man 2 cost like $250 million, $300 million to develop, and Nintendo's most expensive game to develop is Metroid Prime 4 for $100 million. And that tells you that, because their games never go on sale. So when they sell a game and don't discount it, they're making so much. That's how they're making so much fucking money. It's because they make their games for pennies and sell them for like $70 now. And they're just making a fucking fortune on each one. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza sold like 4 million copies so far. And that budget was probably like 30, 40 million. That's how they manage to stay so above everything and just make a ton of money, because they make their games for dirt cheap. I think Pokemon ZA, that budget was 20 million. And I don't know how many copies that sold, but I think it sold a lot. I think it sold like 5 or 6 million copies so far on a $20 million budget. They are making so much fucking money. It is insane. But like I said, they have Metroid Prime 4 coming out. And unfortunately, it looks like Nintendo of America got their hands on this one, because there's a little side character in here with Samus. I think he's supposed to be like the comedic relief, but it just got the hallmarks of a millennial theater kid writing, and it just looks fucking terrible.
You're alone on a planet. No hope of survival.
Like, look at this shit. This is millennial theater kid writing to the max.
Cubicles, so...
Oh my god. Pure DEI slop. Dude, this is just... And thankfully I saw this because I was going to buy the game. Now I might not. Save me $70. Thanks, Nintendo. I ain't trying to listen to this on theater millennial kid writing. Forget it. I'm out. I'm out.
You're alone.
What's this? Trump makes Venezuela strikes as 15,000 U.S. troop mobilized. Oh, shit. Dude, I love this game so much. No volume. Could a whirlpool? God, I love this game. I'm waiting. We just saw. I think they're bringing Red Dead 1 to PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, all that stuff.
Hello, old friend.
So, like I said, they're bringing. I guess it's like a. So I guess it's like an apology for delaying GTA 6. So I'm guessing, like, for an apology for GTA 6 being delayed, they're bringing Red Dead Redemption to it looks like Netflix, iOS, Android, PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Switch 2 on December 2nd. So here's a quick trailer for it.
Hello, old friend.
Still waiting for the Red Dead Redemption 2 upgrade to current gen consoles. That'd be great.
This country is infested with all manner of scum.
Good day, sir. Madam. Look at me, scrambling around, half insane.
Stupid is the word
So
we
yeah,
use around
I guess
here.
it's probably like a little apology for delaying the game. They're gonna give us this.
I apologize.
John Marston.
Not your forte.
I'm a fighter, sir. and I'll fight to the end. Gonna be a bloody job.
I don't think I know any other kind.
An illiterate gunslinger.
It's gonna be crazy. You can play this on your iPhone. That's insane. You can play it on Netflix. You can stream it on Netflix. That's insane. December 2nd. So like I said, PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch 2, the Apple Store, Google Play Store, and Netflix games. So I'm still waiting for the Red Dead 2 update, and you get the Red Dead Undead Nightmare DLC to go with it. So cool, awesome. We'll take it, I guess. Still waiting for the Red Dead 2 update, but wait a little longer. Yep, so everyone's waiting for Red Dead 2. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Let's play some video games. Let's jump into some see, my next series I want to do, because I like to stream series. I did all the Resident Evil games called Road to Resident Evil. I did all the main ones, the numbered ones, really. 1 all the way out, like even the originals. I got them on GOG, so I did like 1. The remake of 1, I did Jill. The original I did Chris. Then I did RE2 original, Claire Leon, RE2 remake, 3 original, 3 remake, did 4 remake, 5, 6, 7, and Village all the way up. You know, I'll probably go back and do Veronica too, because that is technically the real Resident Evil 3 in my opinion. It is Code Veronica, so I'll probably go back and do that before Requiem comes out. But I either want to do next all the Arkham games, or maybe all the Uncharted games, or the God of War games. So God of War 1 all the way to Ragnarok. So I don't know. I'm going to put a poll on Twitter, so if you want to check that out, I'll probably go live tomorrow. And it's just Console Core on Twitter. Console Core with an extra E. So I couldn't get just one E, so it's an extra E. So Console Core with an extra E. Check that out. But let's play some REDSEC. Do an hour of this, and then we'll jump off. Come on, what the hell? And I play with a controller. I'm not a mouse and keyboard guy. Mouse and keyboard are for typing emails, not playing video games. That's what your controllers are for. Boom. Although I'll tell you what, though, that Steam 2 controller is looking, or they just call it the Steam controller. It's looking mighty good. I might have to pick that up when it comes out. I'm still like contemplating on whether getting a Steam machine or not, because I just don't know. Because, all right, what the fuck is this window? Come on, dude. Because I have a Switch 2 right here. I have a PS5 Pro over here. And I have a PC right here. So I don't need... I also have an Xbox Series S. So I don't need the Steam machine. But I really want to get one because it looks cool. So maybe... we'll see. It all depends on what the price is. Alright, what the fuck? on, let's see something quick. Give me 1 second. I don't think the controller's plugged into the PC. Give me 2 seconds. It was not connected to the PC all the way. I'm gonna change the title too. I'm going to check to make sure it updated right. Yep. In 1 second. Alright, we're good. That works perfect. Salt. Here we go. Come on. Bombs away. I'm playing with my
Get ready. Approaching the jump window. Locate and eliminate all enemy shooters deploying across the area. All support is deaf, so stay alert.
Ba-boom.
Go for deployment. Give them hell.
That's where you want to go, buddy? That's where we're going.
Going solo!
Fuck.
Heads up, we got the danger point. I've got some mission updates. Review them when you can.
Alright. Well, I got 1 for 1. I got him, he got me. And we're back.
Square yourself away. Squad is working out there.
We're back. Look at that. Right on top of him. I don't think he saw me. Fuck. Yeah, he saw me. Now, oh, there you go, right there. Get him. Oh, dude, you missed. You missed again.
Got a bad feeling about that.
Thought I was back in the game. I'm just spectating still.
Side's been wiped out. We'll get it next time.
Man, we play terrible. Back in the game. I'll go recon, why not? Almost ready. Any 20 seconds. I feel like nobody plays like their class in this game, so it's just all free for all shooting.
Okay, you have unknown shooters moving on the target area. Make sure you drop them all. Get ready to jump.
Ship it Halo 12 is jump leader. There we are.
Make your way to that point.
I didn't want to do that, no.
You are good to go to deploy.
That's where we're going? Okay.
Move to that location.
Move to that location!
Oh. All right, boys, we're in. Did we get tank? I gotta find a fucking crate. Ah, shit. Fuck. Fuck, dude.
Have a look and knock out what you can.
I'm hit! Medic! Medic!
Come on, get me. Ah, all right. My man. Thank you, sir.
Hostile dropping near your location.
I really gotta find a fucking crate ASAP. There we go.
Contact. Hostile troops sighted.
All right, where's the squad?
Let's rally on that RV point. Move. Need eyes on my lockstat.
Enemy contact in my AO.
Oh shit! Stay still.
ISR rolling in. You've got a friendly rejoining the fight.
Fuck.
All right, new mission is up. Mark on your map. Heads up. Enemy dropping into your area.
Dude, how the fuck did he get me? How?
Need a medic. I'm hit.
I got to him first. I had like 3 or 4 shots on him first. It's done. Dude, I shot him like 3 or 4 times before he even got a hit on me. And I get killed. Ridiculous. Damn, look at the fucking... I love how things just get destroyed this game. Like if you do like just a raid or a strike, buildings just collapse. Damn, I had a nice loadout too, I think.
Stand by to jump off. Squad is ready to RV with you.
Did you want it?
Check your missions.
Let's run on that RV point. Move. Drop.
You've got an enemy vehicle in your area. Take it out with thermite if you've got it.
Damn, bro, he's gonna run me over.
I'm hit. Medic. Medic. I'm hit. Fuck.
Hostile shooter jumping into your area.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get left here.
I'm hit.
Friendly good to go to redeploy. Bring them in.
Well, give me the next round. You're done, buddy. Let's see what you're up to.
Hey, look at me. You stay with me.
There you go. Back in the game, babe.
Come on.
It's like, dude, what the hell?
Still crawling with hostiles. Stay alert.
I do like the game puts you like right back in like real quick.
in depth, so stay alert.
All right. Back in the game.
Deployment. Give him hell.
Reference waypoint, move them now!
Let's go there.
There ain't fucking shit over there.
Damn, cuz. All right, calm down.
Hey man, let's go. Where's the team?
We lost one.
Run over to that location.
All right.
All right. Missions just got posted. Have a look and knock out what you can.
Ooh. I will take this. Alright, where's the squad at? One's over there, two's over there. Some dude's over there just doing his own thing. That storm's gonna come in close to us.
Check your missions.
It's just me. I think I will take that. Fuck, where are they at? They're up top. Come on. Gotcha.
Oh, that bitch ass was camping with his homie. He's about to revive him. He's about to revive him. Go for the kill, fool. What are you doing? Oh, you got slaughtered. You took too long. Wait.
God damn. I fucked up.
Cock and lock. You're heading back in. Heads up. Your grid's about to be compromised by NXC. Watch your back. Enemy has your lockstat. Your squad is burned. Enemy's tracking you.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Alright, support request is in progress.
I hope the fire gets to you, huh?
It's just you now. Make every shot count. Your reinforcements are on the way.
There you go, get in.
There's hella people.
Jumped out. Run him over. There you go. Run him over.
Fuck you, I hope that fucking killed you guys.
Take them all out. Take them
hey,
all
I killed
out.
your homie still, bitch.
Good job. Damn. Just missed him. Fuck.
Here comes that weapons drop.
Damn, dude, we did that was terrible. $8 minutes. Do one more round, then I'm gonna log off. I gotta edit some videos. Bombs away. Dobie McGuire. That's a great name. Dobie McGuire. I don't know why, but that's hilarious to me.
You're greenlit to jump. Time to get dirty.
Alright, Dobie, where we dropping?
Heads up. Mission updates just came in.
Any minute, Dobie. There we go. Duncan, he's nuts. Ball Mash Stew. All great names. We got Duncan's the Nuts, Dobie McGuire, and Boil Mash Stew. It's a good crew. Damn, we gotta find some stuff quick because there's fucking people out here like crazy. Fuck.
Got a new mission for you. Details on your map.
Nothing. Nothing, nothing. Oh, there we go.
Hostile dropping near your location.
Fuck, dude. There's a bunch of dudes just dropping in.
Contact, enemy infantry.
New mission is up. It's marked on your map.
Thought I saw someone moving.
I got enemy in sight.
I'll put the armor on. Let's go. I don't know if that was a fucking hit or an airstrike. Gotcha, bitch. Thought you can pull one on me, but I got you. You made you do a spin.
Squad is burned. Enemy's tracking you. Enemy landing near you. They can pay.
Try and flank them.
Check your mission.
Fuck.
Let's rally on that RV point. Move! Get to that RV point. Move!
Give me a minute. I'm coming back.
Cock and lock. You're heading back in.
I gotta find another crate ASAP. Some dude's flying a helicopter over there. He's gonna fucking crash it. Oh shit, he just crashed into the buildings. Holy shit, I think he deployed that last second. That was fucking crazy.
Got a new mission for you. Details on your map.
Get to that RV point! Move!
Toxic blaze inbound. Watch your route.
It's fucking crawling with fucking people now. Okay, we're good. I'm pretty sure there was more dudes around here.
Here comes that weapons drop.
Alright, just trying to see if it's automatic or semi.
There's a redeploy point near you. Call in support if you have to.
Fuck.
Got a new mission for you. Details on your map.
Dude, sniping. He's sniping. See, I can't tell if he's on the top of the roof or in the, there he is. Bring it down, baby. Bring it down.
Lots of shooters out there. Stay on target. Heads up. Check your map for new mission details.
Thank you, sir.
It's just you now. Make every shot count.
Fuck. Where is a ammo drop? I need fucking.
All right, new mission is up. It's marked on your map.
a good spot. I'm just gonna chill here for a minute. Let them all do. Oh, okay. Someone up on top of the roof.
Check your mission.
I heard someone parachuting in. Someone thought they were behind me. So I need to get over here.
New mission available.
Oh, come on. Dog.
Half the fight's behind you. Don't let up. Check your mission.
Alright, I gotta try and come from around, hopefully.
You've got new mission details incoming. Stand by and be ready.
Alright, I'm in. And try and play it cool. Right now I'm in a good spot. Got him. Booyah. Gotcha. Fuck. I'm hoping it brings him in this way. Fuck! Thought I had him. I thought it would draw him in around the other way. Alright, I'm probably gonna end stream here and come back tomorrow morning with a nice long one. I gotta edit some shorts and some videos. See you guys.